On a sunny day, a man was driving down a road when he spotted a cat lying on the side. The cat had been hit by a car and was hurt. The man stopped his car right away and went to see if he could help. The cat was still alive but badly hurt. She was breathing fast and trying to move. The man took a closer look at the cat and saw she had swollen nipples with milk. This meant she was a mother with kittens nearby. The man knew this was very serious. Baby kittens need their mother to live. Without her, they would not survive long. They need her milk, her warmth, and her care. The man knew he had to help not just this cat, but find her kittens too. The man went slowly toward the hurt cat so he wouldn't scare her. Even though she was in pain and afraid, the cat didn't try to scratch him. This made the man think she might be a pet that got lost, or at least a cat used to people. He picked her up very gently, being careful not to hurt her more. The man had a small box in his car. He put one of his soft shirts inside to make a nice bed for the cat. After putting the mother cat safely in the box away from the busy road, the man used his phone to find help. He remembered seeing signs for an animal rescue place nearby. He found their number and called them. He told them where he was and about the hurt cat, and that she might have kittens somewhere close by. The rescue center told the man they would send someone to help right away. While he waited, the man stayed with the mother cat to keep her safe and as comfortable as possible. He also started to look around for her kittens. He checked under bushes and in small hiding spots where a mother cat might keep her babies. He didn't find any kittens at first. The mother cat kept making soft crying sounds and trying to look in one direction. The man thought she was worried about her kittens. The rescue worker said the mother cat needed to go to an animal doctor right away. Her injuries looked bad and she needed medicine for pain, but the rescue worker also agreed they should look for her kittens. By looking at the mother cat, the rescue worker could tell her kittens were very young, just tiny babies. The rescue worker called another person from the rescue center to come take the mother cat to the animal hospital. While they waited, the first rescue worker showed the man what to look for when searching for kittens. They should listen for tiny meows and look in hidden places where a mother cat would think her babies would be safe. The second rescue worker came and took the hurt mother cat to the animal hospital. The vet would check her injuries, give her medicine, clean her wounds, and take pictures inside her body if needed. The second rescue worker said they would call with news about how the mother cat was doing. With the mother cat on her way to get help, the first rescue worker and the man focused on finding the kittens. They looked everywhere, checking under every bush and inside every small space. The rescue worker explained that mother cats hide their kittens in hard-to-reach places to keep them safe from other animals. After looking for a while, they heard faint meowing coming from under a big bush near where they found the mother cat. The rescue worker got down on the ground and carefully moved the branches. In a nest made of leaves and grass were several tiny kittens huddled together. The kittens had their eyes barely open, which meant they were very young. With all the kittens found, the rescue worker called the animal hospital for an update on the mother cat. The hospital said she was being treated by the vet and would need to stay there for a day or two. She had a broken leg that needed surgery, plus some cuts and bruises. But the vet said she would live and get better with good care. The rescue worker told the man that the kittens were too young to eat regular food. They would need special milk for kittens given with tiny bottles until they could be with their mother again. Very young kittens need to be fed every few hours, even during the night. They also can't stay warm by themselves and need to be kept in a warm place all the time. The man asked if there was anything else he could do to help. The rescue worker thanked him for all he had already done, but said the rescue center knew how to take care of the kittens. They had people trained to look after baby kittens. The rescue worker gave the man a card with the rescue center's phone number and said he could call any time to ask about the cat family. Before saying goodbye, the rescue worker put all the kittens in a special carrier with a warm pad to keep them cozy during the trip to the rescue center. The rescue worker also had special kitten milk already mixed in a small cooler, ready to feed the hungry kittens when they got to the center. At the rescue center, the kittens were taken to a special room for baby kittens. This room was kept warm and clean for very young kittens who need extra care. The rescue workers at the center worked together to get the new kittens settled. One person made the kitten milk, while another set up a soft bed with blankets in a large cage that would be the kitten's home for now. Each kitten was checked more carefully by a rescue worker who knew all about kitten care. They weighed each kitten on a small scale and wrote down the weights. This would help them make sure each kitten was growing right in the days to come. Each kitten had their eyes and nose gently cleaned with a warm, wet cloth. The rescue workers also checked each kitten's belly button and bottom to make sure everything looked healthy. After the health checks, it was time to feed the kittens. They were very hungry after being away from their mother. Each kitten was wrapped in a small towel and held carefully while being fed with a tiny bottle of warm kitten milk. The rescue workers were gentle and patient, making sure each kitten got enough food without feeding too fast, which could make the kittens sick. After eating, the rescue workers helped each kitten go potty by gently rubbing their lower bellies and bottoms with a warm, wet cloth. Mother cats usually do this for their kittens by licking them, so the rescue workers had to do this job instead. Without this help, very young kittens can't go potty by themselves, which would make them sick. With full tummies and clean bodies, the kittens were placed together in their warm bed. They quickly fell asleep, cuddled in a pile just like they would with their mother. The rescue workers made a plan so someone would check on the kittens and feed them every few hours, even during the night. The rescue center workers decided to call the mother cat Lily, though they knew this name might change if she was adopted by a family later. They took pictures of Lily and the kittens to put on their internet page. They would ask if anyone knew Lily or was missing a cat that looked like her. If no owner came forward after a waiting time, Lily and her kittens would be put up for adoption once they were all healthy and the kittens were old enough. It was a beautiful moment for the rescue workers to see the family together again. Lily curled her body around her kittens, being careful with her hurt leg, and let all of them nurse at once. The rescue workers would need to watch the family closely to make sure Lily could care for all her kittens while healing from her injuries. They would help with feeding the kittens if Lily couldn't make enough milk for all of them. In the weeks to come, the rescue center would continue to care for Lily and her kittens. Once the kittens were about 8 weeks old and Lily's leg was fully healed, they would all be fixed so they couldn't have more kittens, given their shots, given a microchip for ID, and then put up for adoption. The rescue workers hoped that Lily and her kittens might be adopted in pairs or groups, since cats often do better with a friend, especially those who have grown up together. The rescue that began with one man noticing a hurt cat on the side of the road had turned into the saving of many lives. The man's willingness to stop and help, the quick response of the rescue center, and the good care of the vet and rescue workers all came together to give this cat family a second chance at a happy life. This kind of teamwork happens every day in animal rescue, with many people working together to help animals in need. For Lily and her kittens, the future looked bright. Instead of suffering alone on the street, they were now safe, cared for, and on their way to finding loving forever homes. And it all started because one person decided to stop and help a hurt cat on the side of the road. The man who found Lily thought about his experience that day while driving home. He felt proud that he had done something good by stopping to help. He remembered how many cars had driven past without stopping while he was waiting for the rescue worker to arrive. He wondered how many animals in need were passed by every day because people were too busy or afraid to help. The man decided that from now on, he would always stop if he saw an animal in trouble. He would keep the rescue center's number saved in his phone so he could call for help right away. He also thought about the rescue worker's question about becoming a volunteer. Maybe he could help in other ways too, not just when he happened to find an animal in need. The rescue worker who had helped save Lily showed the man around the center. There were many animals there, each with their own story. Some had been found as strays like Lily. Others had been given up by owners who couldn't keep them anymore. A few had been rescued from bad situations where they weren't being treated well. All of them needed love, care, and eventually a new home. The man learned how to clean cages, fill food and water bowls, and give the animals fresh blankets. He also got to spend time playing with the cats and walking the dogs that were well enough to go outside. The rescue worker explained that this socialization was just as important as feeding and cleaning. Animals that are used to people and feel comfortable around them are more likely to be adopted. Over the next few weeks, the man continued volunteering at the rescue center. He watched as Lily's kittens grew bigger and more playful. Lily's leg healed well, and soon she didn't need the bandage anymore. She was a good mother, patient with her active kittens and always keeping them clean and well fed. She was also very friendly with people, coming to the front of the cage to greet anyone who stopped to look at her family. Finally, the day came when Lily and her kittens were ready for adoption. They were moved to the adoption area of the rescue center where visitors could see them. The kittens were now playful and curious, running around their cage and batting at toys. Lily was calmer but still liked to play sometimes too. The rescue workers hoped they would find good homes quickly. The man who had found Lily that day on the road had grown attached to the cat family. He especially liked one of the kittens, an orange one with white paws who was always the first to come greet him when he cleaned their cage. After thinking about it carefully, the man decided to adopt this kitten. He had never had a pet before, but he had learned a lot as a volunteer and felt ready for the responsibility. When the man told the rescue workers he wanted to adopt the orange kitten, they were very happy. They knew the kitten would have a good home with someone who cared so much. They helped the man fill out the adoption papers and gave him advice about caring for his new pet. They also gave him a small carrier, some food, and a few toys to get started. The man decided to name the kitten Lucky because both of them had been lucky that day on the road. If the man hadn't stopped to help Lily, Lucky and his brothers and sisters might not have survived. And if the man hadn't found Lily, he would never have become a volunteer at the rescue center or discovered the joy of having a pet. Lucky settled into his new home quickly. He was curious about everything, exploring every corner of the house. He played with his toys energetically, but also liked to cuddle with the man while watching TV or reading. The man set up a cozy bed for Lucky, but most nights the kitten preferred to sleep on the man's bed, purring loudly. The man continued to volunteer at the rescue center even after adopting Lucky. He wanted to help other animals find homes like Lucky had. Over time, he watched as Lily and each of her other kittens were adopted by good families. Lily went to a home with an older lady who wanted a calm, affectionate cat for company. The kittens went to various homes, some alone and some in pairs. One day, about a year later, the rescue center held a special event. They invited people who had adopted animals to bring them back for a visit and a celebration. The man brought Lucky, who had grown into a handsome cat, but still had the playful spirit of a kitten. To the man's surprise and delight, the lady who had adopted Lily was there too, with Lily in a carrier. Lily and Lucky seemed to recognize each other. When they were allowed to meet, they touched noses and then rubbed against each other. The man and the lady who had adopted Lily talked about their cats and became friends. They arranged to meet sometime so Lily and Lucky could see each other again. As the man watched Lucky playing with his mother Lily, he thought about how a simple act of kindness had changed so many lives. Because he had stopped to help one injured cat, an entire family had been saved. He had found a new purpose as a volunteer and the joy of having a pet. Lily and all her kittens had found loving homes instead of struggling to survive on the streets. The man realized that helping animals was now an important part of his life. What had started as one good deed on the side of the road had grown into something much bigger. He was grateful that he had stopped that day, and he hoped his story might inspire others to help animals in need too. Even the smallest act of kindness can make a big difference in the lives of animals and people alike.